Alright, so I kind of wanted to make a little bit of a different video today. So we're looking at a linear model LDO50. This one is from 2023, so not that old. This is, I kind of wanted to tear this one apart and take a look at it. It's got some issues with it. It came in, we replaced it because basically it has a bad board. Whenever you plug it in, I'll show you in a sec, whenever you plug this thing in, it'll just immediately start running up and it doesn't stop. And it had actually slammed. For some reason there was no stop bolt in the rail, so the trolley had slammed into the motor head. And after that happened, I was messing around with it. I put a new board in it and I was messing around with it trying to fix it, and it didn't immediately run up anymore after replacing the board, but it could not read the up limit. And I looked into it a little further and I found out that it actually, for some reason, the limit gears aren't meshing together. And I'm kind of thinking it might have something to do with this bearing up top here, but I'm not really sure. It's got definitely some movement to it, but it doesn't seem like it's enough to, or that it should be enough to keep the gears from meshing together. But I'll start by just plugging this thing in and running it. You can see I don't have anything wired up or anything. We're just going to plug it in here and it'll start running immediately. Yeah. I don't know if it'll stop if you short the terminals. Nope, it doesn't stop if you short the terminals. So it'll just run. I don't know what it's doing now. Yeah, so it just runs forever. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take off the cover on this unit. If I can figure out how to fix it, I might hang on to this opener and sell it. Otherwise, I'll maybe pull the gear out of it, and the power cord are probably the only good parts in it still. So let's take the cover off of it and check out the internals here. You just got to loosen up the 4 screws. Sorry. Just get this off the rest of the way here, and then we'll show you the inside. I'm not sure if I've ever shown you guys the inside of a linear before, or at least an AC linear. Let's see if I can do this one-handed now. It's looking like maybe not. There we go. Alright. So inside of the operator, here's what we got. So there's the board. We already know that's bad. And then we have, this is your limit assembly, very similar to the Chamberlain's. And then there's your motor here, capacitor. Also the other thing, the linears have kind of an interesting RPM sensor to them. It's basically a flat spot on the motor shaft that it reads. So yeah, you can see here are the limit gears. You can see those are not meshing together at all. I honestly can't imagine how, because, you know, this hasn't come loose or anything like that. The only thing I can really think is that this shaft, let me try turning the opener on its side here. Yeah, so I can tell there is definitely a little bit of play to this shaft here, but again, it really doesn't seem like enough to, I don't know. But I do kind of want to take this apart a little bit, see if I can figure out what's going on. So we're going to take this limit assembly off of here. So you just unplug this wire harness, and then there are 4 screws. Oops. Maybe I'll take these screws off. I'll push on pause here. Okay, so I've got the screws out, and we can take this off now. So that's all your limit assembly is, pretty much the same thing that you'd find in a Chamberlain, same concept at least. And then you have your gears. Now, as I was saying, it seems to be, everything seems to be fairly normal in here, but they're definitely, I wonder, I'm thinking maybe I'll try to pull the motor out of here, maybe, because I want to see, I'm thinking there's some kind of bearing or something in here is what's failed. So yeah, but just to kind of show you what the gears in these look like. So yeah, I'll maybe pull out this motor here and take a closer look. Alright, so the motor's loose. One thing I do want to show you is that they do put little rubber pieces in here to try to keep it a little bit quieter. Not that these are really known for being that quiet, but they are good, reliable machines at least. So yeah, that's all tied into those wires. I'm not going to completely remove that, but yeah, I'm just having a hard time figuring out here what is going on, because it doesn't really seem that loose. So I really can't say I'm very sure as to why these limit gears don't mesh together, because you know, they should be fitting together tighter than that. And it's like, oh, it's not going to really do that now. Yeah, you can see here how I'm kind of holding this down and spinning this. It's not really engaging with it at all. I'm thinking, I don't know, because see, the limit assembly is put together correctly. It's like everything looks like it's lined up as far as all the screws and stuff. Look like they're lined up where they should be. So maybe I'm going to take this little E-clip off the top of the motor here. Alright, so the little E-clip is popped off now. So now we can just push this whole shaft. We should be able to just push this whole shaft right out of here. And we got some bearing pieces that are coming out with it. And there's definitely like some grease on there, but I'm not really seeing like any shavings. Yeah, let's pull this out of here if I can. Okay. Yeah, so there doesn't seem to be any like unusual wear on the shaft or anything like that. The other thing, by the way, notice how this is pretty much solid all the way up, unlike the LiftMasters, where it's a little thin piece of metal at the sprocket. This is definitely a more solid shaft. But yeah, I don't know, are you guys seeing any weird wear spots in here? Because I certainly don't. Okay. Get that gear there for now. And this bearing, this bushing at the top, doesn't seem to have any unusual wear. This one here doesn't seem to have any unusual wear. So, and I don't know, I'm kind of at a loss as to why those gears aren't meshing together. I'm really not sure, guys. The only thing I can really see being an issue, what could be the issue, is maybe some kind of thing with maybe they didn't make this shaft here long enough, or something is going on with this plastic that it's not sitting up high enough, because I don't know. But the other thing, it has to have something to do with the fact that the trolley slammed into the head, because it was installed and working perfectly fine for like a year until the board failed, and then it started giving him issues. So I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, anyway, that's, I guess, a little teardown on a linear, so hopefully it was at least kind of interesting. Kind of wanted to show this as I'm seeing it as well, so yeah. Hope you guys found this a little interesting, but yeah, there you go.